This world has been connected, tied to the darkness, soon to be completely eclipsed.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Proud Difficulty walkthrough. This is the final part to Alice in Wonderland, and we're taking on some soldiers and waiting to light these lampshades. But before we do, we have to take on some Heartless. There's a couple of red Nocturnes that are chasing me currently. The fire attack that enemy does, you can hit it back at them and get a tech bonus for doing it, but once again, risk versus reward and kind of tricky to time with Sora's attacks and the way he attacks. And I'm just getting bummed here from behind. There goes the large body doing his belly flop. But you'll notice he also starts to glow. And I think that's when he's in a stunned state or he's in a confused state. I'm not too sure what that is, but we get a nice level up off of killing him. And then we just have to deal with the rest of these flying guys. And I mean, look at that. Just getting hit off screen by magic that tracks really well. Again, you know, it's those little moments where the camera just doesn't keep up with the combat, and you're going to take hits unless you're constantly rolling or unless you're being super defensive and only initiating when you know you can get in and out safely, which I suppose you could play this really intelligently like that, but it'd take longer, and I don't know, it's not really my style on Kingdom Hearts. But this is the Cheshire Cat. No idea why he tells you to light the second lamp. I mean, it's bloody obvious that's what we're going to do anyway. And do not waste magic trying to light it, because he does it through a command, which is always fun. Here's me expressing my impatience, trying to skip this, but you can't. So now that we've turned this on, the cat was generally saying there's going to be a boss that appears, and he appears back in the bizarre room when you enter it the proper way. I heard a really strange banjo just then. I don't know what the fuck that was. So I recommend saving here and equipping your abilities, your items, everything that you want to have to take on a fight. Because the guy coming up is called the Trickster, I believe. And I'm going to get him in the book now, and I'm going to see what it says. So my tips for the Trickster are bait his attacks, and then jump, strike him 1 to 3 times depending on if he starts to recover, then get away from him, he swings again, then get back in, close the distance. When you build up your magic power, you want to use it to fire at him. If he goes over and he burns his torches and sets them alight, he's going to get really, really damaging, so you want to close the distance to him, try and stun him if you can. You can tech back the projectiles, but they do a lot of damage and they're very fast, so it's kind of tricky to do, but it can be done. So that is my strategy anyway, or the one that you're going to see here. On the normal game, he has 600 life, you get 150 experience, and he drops Ifrit's Horn every time. He's weak to Thunder, which is probably the spell you want to do against him if you have it, but we don't. Everything else is 0.5. So, magic is kind of weak against him, but he is a magic guy. So I'm going to go to the walkthrough and see what these guys tell us. So, you notice I use my spells and I get punched for it because I wasn't quick enough. But if you watch, he goes to swing. There's the swing, and I moved away too slow then and got hit. But 2 hits, and then it stuns him. When he's stunned, beat him up with everything you've got. And as soon as you start reflecting off him, move back again. And then bait the swing, or whatever he's doing here, I'm not too sure. So when he starts dancing or being an idiot, go in there, hit him a few times, but bait the swing, there's the swing, jump, 1, 2, get out of there. You could have got a third, I think. You could probably risk a third. There's the prolonged stun state, so beat him up. And the perfect fight here is if he just keeps doing this, but eventually he's going to go and try and get fire on his second, like, whatever the fuck that is, like, cheerleader. I don't even know what they're called, batons? Not too sure. But you see what I mean? Lower the swing, get in and hit him a few times. Your biggest enemy here is the game. This guy's so tall, sometimes you don't land the attack on the right part of the body and it just bounces you off like it did then. And it's really frustrating, but you know, what can you do? You've got to accept it and move on. And I just take a really sloppy hit there. But the guide here says, so obvious stuff immediately. Weak spot on his chest, can only be attacked from elevated positions. So here, this is interesting. If you hit the clubs in the Trickmaster's claws with fire, they will ignite and hurt Sora if he is near them, so be very careful with that. But aside from that, it doesn't really tell you anything. But that's what these guidebooks used to be like. Like, it's played on normal, it's not even played on expert, so I don't get that. You know, if I was working for this company to make these books would be based off the hardest difficulty. Because, I mean, what's the point? This is based on normal difficulty, the difficulty no one has any problems with. But he does have quite a lot of life, and you can come here at any point. So if you want to go ahead and do the Colosseum first, or go and do the Deep Jungle first, you can, I believe. You can do that. The only problem is, it might be tricky. Wow, that was bad. So, trying to avoid those fireballs, but I couldn't. I just took a hit. Could have hit it back, but then another problem with this game rears its head. The time it would have taken me to disengage the lock, turn the camera to look at the fireball, I would have been hit. So, very tricky. Keep on beating him and get out of there. And on my first Proud playthrough, I actually came back to this guy after the jungle. I did the Tarzan level first. So when I did come back here, I had lightning because I'd done the Colosseum as well. And I was really powerful, so I just shit-stomped him. And that's one of the things that can happen in this game. For instance, if you're going to be going for the Speedster Trophy on your Proud run or on any run, and you're following this to see the path through the game I take, you can completely skip the Colosseum if you need time, and you can completely skip Atlantica if you need the time as well, or Halloween Town. Either, I believe you can be skipped, but you have to do one of them. And I don't skip either, and I still get the under 15 hours, so if you're having trouble keeping to my time limit, just skip one of those levels or skip both, and you should easily get that trophy. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.